Hello everybody, welcome back to this your tropical update for June 18th. We're currently watching two tropical waves over the Atlantic making their way towards the Lesser Antilles here. Invest 92L has a high chance formation, 90% within the next 48 hours. There's another area to watch behind it, not as big of a concern. As we can see here, your tropical update satellite view, there's two major systems. Of course, Invest 92L almost already looking like a tropical cyclone and likely to become one again within the next few days, next couple days. And behind it, another tropical wave looking decently healthy. Some models develop it, and just something to keep an eye on down the line. Again, we still have plenty of time till either of those become a land threat. Also, a little bit of disturbed weather over Central America at the moment. We'll continue to monitor that if it has the potential to become tropical. As you can see, the impact map has significantly lit up since our last update, mainly due to some idea of what 92 might bring. We'll talk about the two main potential scenarios for 92 here in a second, but it is worth noting basically all of the islands need to at least be monitoring these storms, or at least 92L at this time, and continue to be prepared to put your hurricane plan in place if necessary. Although, as we'll talk about, it shouldn't be super strong when it makes its way towards the islands, if it goes towards the island. As you can see from the European ensemble models, there's generally two schools of thoughts. One is it goes north of the islands and relatively stronger and slower, or it goes faster and weaker towards the islands. So those are kind of our two options. As we can see here, a very healthy looking investigative system at the moment. We're looking at isolated flooding up to 8 inches possible over the Lesser Antilles. Storm surge perhaps to a foot, maybe even more. Again, it depends on how strong this storm gets. Winds near to above 75 miles an hour. We'll see if it makes it to hurricane strength. And there's a decent chance, as I'll show you on the next slide. Again, this system is very likely to become a tropical cyclone here in a very short period of time from now. Many of the models bring this storm to a category 2 or 3 strength system. Again, if it's on that stronger side, say category 2 or 3, especially earlier on, has a better chance of turning north away from the islands. If it takes a little longer to get its gears turning, which is certainly possible because it is June after all, it could become more of an impact to those Lesser Antilles, especially to the north of where the landfall point may be. There's where the winds will be highest. The latest hurricane model, this is a brand new model. It'll actually be debuting here in about a month or so. Here's what it has on Thursday. It has the system located still a couple hundred miles away from the islands, and generally is taking that slower, slightly weaker, making its way towards the islands approach rather than turning to the north. I really like this model because it's a good middle ground. It's not strengthening the storm too much, as some of the older models are, and so we'll continue to monitor this one. And kind of behind it, you can see a little something trying to get its act together. That's that other tropical wave that we're about to talk about here briefly. But again, 92L, if you're in the islands, continue to monitor this storm. That includes maybe even portions of the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico, although, again, by the time it reaches there, it should be very weak, if not dissipate. And it is likely to begin weakening even from its peak strength if it approaches the islands before it hits the islands. So that's what we're looking at the moment. Again, all of this will get resolved much better once the storm has a well-defined center, and that is likely to happen again within the next few days. Again, a low chance of formation for this tropical wave behind it, currently an area of interest, no threat to land, 10% chance of formation within the next 40 hours, 20% chance within the next 5 days. That's all for now. Chris Dixon, Info Weather Media.